Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of What the Smut Book Reviews. Stop. Okay, hi, my name is Candace and I'm your host. Thank you for coming back for another episode of Candace's Manic Corner. I really appreciate it. In today's video, we're going to be jumping back into IAD because I still have several that I need to review to get caught up, and I want to crank those out so that I can move on to other stuff, because I need to purge from my brain and I can't do that until I've reviewed the book, right? So, okay. So in today's video, we are going to be reviewing book number 13 of the Immortals After Dark series by Kresley Cole. And this book is called Shadow's Claim. Okay. The last book that I reviewed for the series was Lothair. In Lothair, you were introduced to the Dacians. The Dacians are like Lothair's family on his mom's side, right? So, I will give you guys all the deets on the book and then read you the blurb. And then we can break it down a little bit because it's, there's like a whole thing with the Dashi, okay? This book actually is part of the Immortals After Dark series, but if you look closely at the front cover of this cover, which, side note, it does have a different cover now. All of these books, or the majority of these books, got revamped covers. If you order the mass market through Amazon, you will get the new covers. The new cover for this book, right there, I like it. I'm thankful they use the same cover models for most of these. If you look closely, you'll be able to see that like the new cover is literally just like this close-up shot of his face with like some fire behind it. And then they just put like chains in front of his face. So good on you for keeping the same model. I appreciate that, Kresley. So if you look closely at this cover, however, please ignore my nails. They're fucking horrendous. You will see that it says the Dacians, as if it's like its own series. Not really. Like kind of, but not really. So in the Amazon blurb, it does have like a little snippet that says like, oh, with this first novel begins the new chapter of the Dacian family. Okay. So are there supposed to be more Dacians? There is another book that does feature a Dacian, which is Caspian and Mercio's story, but it was, I think, only published in trade paperback. I don't know. I have the trade paperback. It's like a big paperback, so I don't know if it was ever done in mass market. And to my knowledge, that's the only other book that came out that features like the Dashi, or like part of that series-ish, that side series. And I should know because I'm uber Kresley obsessed. So in this long-winded video that's already long-winded, we're going to be talking about this one. I personally prefer this cover. I think it's fucking stunning. And yeah, this novel, Lothair, in a way opened up like the realm of the Dacians and kind of gave us like an overview of like what's up with them. This novel delves more into that, which I appreciated, because I like a good plot heavy novel, but one that's not like uber confusing, like Game of Thrones type stuff. Like I can't deal with like 45 houses and like I did watch Game of Thrones, but we're not gonna I can go off on a thing, but I'm not. Let me give you the deets to the book. If you're new here, this is just what I do. I could lie and say that this is not usually like this, but it is. And if you watch more than one video, you'll notice that this is exactly what I do. So this is IAD book 13, allegedly, according to Amazon. It has 496 pages in the paperback, according to Amazon, which I've been doing this lately, seeing if like Amazon be lying to me. And yes, it does look like Amazon be lying. So in this mass market, which I don't know why the new mass market with the new cover would be any different than this mass market in terms of size and like the way it's printed. But this one has 481 pages. So according to Amazon, it has 496 pages. So I'm missing some pages. Where's my pages? I don't know. You can currently get this for your Kindle or Nook for the price of $7.99. You can get the mass market paperback for $6.79. You already know what I'm going to say. You can get this book used on eBay with this cover, at least. I don't know about the new cover, but with this cover, for around $4.50, starting at $4.50 with free shipping. So, dealer's choice, right? I will read you guys the blurb. I don't know why my fucking camera is like auto adjusting the color tone based on like where I sit. I don't, okay. I will read you guys the blurb and then we'll break it down because it's involved. You know what I'm saying? I got my trusty, I could just read the back of the book. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Is it the same? Cha. I believe it's the same, so I'll just read it from the book. I don't care. Okay, so Shadow's Claim features Prince Trahan, a ruthless master assassin who will do anything to possess Bettina, his beautiful sorceress mate, even compete for her hand in a blood sport tournament to the death. Tournament? Tournament. 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 Okay. Trahan Daciano, known as the Prince of Shadows. Like, I like that already. Like, the Prince of Shadows. So mysterious. Has spent his life serving his people, striking in the night, quietly executing any threat to their realm. The coldly disciplined swordsman has never desired anything for himself, until he beholds Bettina, the sheltered ward of two of the lore's most fearsome villains. Desperate to earn her guardian's approval after a life-shattering mistake, young Bettina has no choice but to marry whichever suitor prevails, even though she's lost her heart to another. Yet one lethal competitor, a mysterious cloaked swordsman, invades her dreams, tempting her with forbidden pleasure. Even if Trahan can survive the punishing contests to claim her as his wife, the true battle for Bettina's heart is yet to come, and unleashing a millennium's worth. I have to look at this. Look at this fucking mess. I have to go to the paper now because I can't read the last bit of the blurb because of stickers. Okay, where was I? And unleashing a millennium's worth of savage need will either frighten his bride away or stoke Bettina's own desires to a fever pitch. Okay. Where to begin? Okay. So, again, this is like the first legit foray into the world of the Dashi. So, the two main characters for this book are Trahan Daciano and Bettina, what the fuck is her last name? Does she have a last name? They just call her Bettina of Abaddon. I don't know. Bettina. I don't know. I can't remember. Fuck it. So Trahan is the last remaining member of the House of Shadows. The Dashi. Dacia is a hidden vampire kingdom. Vampire. What the fuck is wrong with me today? Dacia is a hidden vampire realm. Okay? It's cloaked in mist and apparently inside a mountain. It cannot be found by anyone who is not Dacian. If you leave Dacia, you must leave in a cloak of mist. If you're seen, you can never return to Dacia. Them's the rules. I don't make them. Okay. Trahan is the last member of his house. There are 5 houses in Dacia. Each house contains like 1, maybe 2 surviving members, because there has been like interfeuding for the throne for like the longest. And everybody's parents killed everybody else's parents. And so there's literally like one person left from every house. Every house within Dacia of the 5 controls a part of Dacia or is in charge of a critical part of the Dashi security, right? Trahan is the last remaining member of the House of Shadows, and he is in charge of who enters, not who enters Dacia, but he's the sword of the kingdom, basically. Okay? He tracks down people who leave Dacia when they shouldn't. Anyone who knows about Dacia who could tell other people about Dacia, they get offed by Trahan. Okay? Does that make sense? There are other members of other houses. He has multiple cousins who do make appearances in the book, like Victor, who is like, I think he's like the house that handles the security, like the war, like battles. There's Mercio and Cosmina, who are brother and sister duo, who are like considered the heart of the kingdom. They're like beloved by the people. There's Stelian, who's like a drunkard, I think, and I forget what he does, but yeah. So anyway, you get the gist, right? And then there's Lothair, who is their cousin, who is now the newly appointed king of Dacia. All of that unfolds within this book. We saw a lot of it unfold at the end of Lothair's book, but this book is kind of running on a parallel timeline. So they're kind of both happening at the same time. Like while Lothair's over there doing all the bad shit he does, Trahan is in Abaddon fighting for Bettina. So keep that in mind as you read this. Because some of the stuff may be repetitive or like seem familiar, and it's because when you were reading Lothair's book, it happened already. It just didn't happen here. Get it? Get it? Got it? Good. So Bettina is a sorceress. She was known as the Queen of Hearts. She, in Kresley's lore, a sorceress who has the moniker of queen is the best at what she does. So her given power is considered like, it's what they call their root power, and it's like their soul. If their power is taken away, they lose their soul. They're still living, but they feel like that empty hollowness inside, and they have no power. So Bettina was called the Queen of Hearts because she could stop someone's heart at will. Like she could basically kill people, and she just stops your blood flow and your heart stops pumping and you die, right? Bettina grew up in a demon realm called Abaddon. Her mother was a sorceress. Her father was a demon. They were both killed, and she became the ward of Rom, who is like what would they call that? Like the steward of, right? Like the steward of Gondor kind of situation. He's like the steward of Abaddon. He's ruling in Bettina's stead until she comes of age and wants to take over the throne, etc., etc. She's the ward of Rom and Morgana, who is like queen of the sorcery, right? She's queen of all sorcery because she can take other sorcery's powers at will. She has like a stockpile of powers, and she's basically like the head honcho, right? She was Bettina's mother, Alira, was her best friend. So that's kind of like her godmother, and Rom is her godfather, right? So when Bettina was younger, she ventured out into the mortal realm, and she went to college. In doing so, she unintentionally, like subconsciously used her sorcery power, which gives off like a beacon to another type of creature called a reckoner. A reckoner are like winged demon type things that hate the sorcerer. They think they're abominations and they think they should be killed. So sorcerer are very wary of using their powers, or they use them very sparingly because they don't want to attract reckoner attention until they're strong enough to be able to fight them, right? Bettina was young. She had not yet frozen into her immortality, which happens usually around the age that they're physically at their strongest, right? So she was on the cusp of freezing into her immortality. So she was out, she was partying, she was having a good time. She had been subconsciously using her powers and attracting reckoner attention. She was accosted and basically savagely beaten by a rogue group of reckoners who were not supposed to do that, because there's like a tenuous truce between the reckoners and whatever, that they're no longer actively trying to kill like the sorcerer, right? This group of like, I think it was like 4 or 6, I can't remember, reckoners were just like a rogue unit. And there was like a black, the leader wielded like a black scythe, which is, you know, like the scythe, like the Grim Reaper curved blade type situation, that was like black fire. And yeah, so they attacked her. She was beaten to within an inch of her life. And the only reason that she survived was because she was involuntarily summoned via a mystical object, a medallion, by her godfather, Rom. So she was summoned back to Abaddon in the midst of this attack that was happening on the mortal plane. And she basically plops down in the middle of the throne room, surrounded by courtiers and people and her godparents. And she's a mess. Her bones are broken. She's literally like a mangled mess, right? They see her, everybody freaks out. They find healers to heal her, etc., etc. It's very painful. She's in excruciating agony. The main reckoner took her root power. They have a vault in their like sky realm where they store powers that they siphon from the sorcerer before they kill them. No one can find the sky realm. It's like Dacia. It's only known to reckoners and how to get there, like, right? So she's now in the middle of this courtroom, whatever, this courtroom? What the fuck is wrong with you? Ballroom, court, whatever. And she's basically been savagely beaten and she's healed, but she has no root power. Her godfather says, okay, you clearly can't take care of yourself. We're going to hold a tournament. We're going to invite anybody who wants to enter, male, obviously, from every species. It's open to all, because we want to find the fiercest, most cunning, smartest male to be able to protect you, because you have no powers and you're clearly a weakling, right? So they hold a giant tournament where the winner will get Bettina and her summoning medallion. So she basically has no say in the matter. She can be summoned by this, like, very misogynistic, very, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's clearly, he means well, Rom, but he's clearly like a misogynist, whatever, right? So the winner gets Bettina and gets the medallion to summon her, to basically be in control of her. They also get the crown to the kingdom, and they become king to rule next to Bettina and to protect her, because she can't take care of herself, right? Enter Trahan. Trahan comes to Abaddon searching out a dude who entered Dacia with his cousin Mercio as the sponsor, hoarded up in Dacia like a hoe, and then dipped out of Dacia without permission. That's a no-no. That's a big no-no. So Trahan has come to Abaddon, where he has tracked him using a scry crystal that only Trahan has, because it's been passed down in his family for a long time. And he's looking for this guy. This guy's name is Caspian. In like the audio version, they pronounce his name Caspian, which is fine. But when I read it as Caspian, and it is what it is. So Caspian is Bettina's best friend. She has fancied herself in love with him for a long time. He was there for her growing up when she felt like an outsider. He also felt like an outsider. He is a death demon. So the kingdom of Abaddon is the kingdom of the deathly ones, which they garner power and strength from every kill that they make. They're a demonarchy. And essentially, Caspian was like I don't remember if he was like an orphan or whatever, but he grew up being shunned by everyone. And he went into the line of like a tracker. He became like a tracker. And so he's like her BFF. He was the one that was there for her when she showed up beaten and bloody in the courtroom. And for their whole lives, they've been best friends. She has fancied herself in love with him. She is now kind of stuck in the situation where she is getting ready to be offered up to God knows what kind of creature on a silver platter. And she has this idea that if she can get a little tipsy and seduce Caspian, lose her virginity, that she won't have to enter, the tournament will be moot because she has to be a virgin in the tournament, right? So if she can get Caspian to take her virginity before the tournament starts, the night before the tournament starts, then she won't have to go through with it. And they can just get married and they'll live happily ever after and they'll rule together side by side, right? He's not in love with her. She's not really in love with him, but she doesn't know that yet, right? He sees her as like a little sister. He feels nothing else towards her, but he is very protective of her and he is very like, right? I don't know why I keep saying right. Like I say right at the end of every, right? So Trahan has come to hunt down Caspian. He sees like this, while he's in Abaddon looking for Caspian, he sees like this lone tower with a light in the window and he's drawn to it for some unknown reason. He doesn't know why. He traces there. Tracing, typical vampire novel, like tracing, they blink, they're here, now they're there. Okay. He traces into the bedroom. It's a beautiful woman laying in the bed asleep. She's wearing like a half mask, like the sorcerer wear in public. They like garner themselves in like a gold corset type, like bustier, sexy slitted long skirt with your leg hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Elaborate makeup, headdress, mask, sometimes full face, sometimes domino. Right. So he sees this beautiful woman. She's asleep. He doesn't know, but she's like drunk off her ass because she's had to drink liquid courage to be able to seduce Caspian. He wakes her up and he goes, "Oh my God, your eyes are beautiful. You're gorgeous." His heart starts beating. He's been blooded. This is his bride. She is a sorcerer. Her vision is barely better than a mortal's. It's dark. There's candles lit. It's hazy, right? She's drunk. She thinks it's Caspian. She starts trying to seduce him. Trahan's like, whoa. Okay, I've just been blooded. I have a raging boner. You're my bride. I'm about to claim you hardcore. She's like, you can do anything to me. It's always going to be you, right? And these are like words from his imagination, like dream, like it's dream. Eventually it does come to a head, pause, that she realized, oh shit, this is not Caspian. And he goes, you thought I was someone else. Not only did you think I was someone else, you thought I was that POS that I'm here to kill. Right? Okay. He's like, you're my woman. I'll be back for you. I'm going to take you away from this place. He tries to trace her. He can't. She's like, the only way you can get me is to enter the tournament, because with the medallion, whoever holds the medallion owns me, basically. He's like, fuck, I can't enter the tournament because then everyone will see me. And the same rules that apply to everyone else and that enter Dacia applies to me. If I exit the mist, that they travel with like mist around them, right? If I exit the mist and everyone sees me, I can never return home. His kingdom security, his people have always been his everything. Even though when he was there, he was in like kind of like a stasis. Like he was just like, he lived in the library in a suite of rooms. He read all day and night. He never did any, like he was like a walking corpse. He had no life, right? Now he's like, shit, okay, if I do this, I can never go home. But she's my bride and I want her. So you know what's gonna happen. So he does, like, the day of the tournament comes, he enters the tournament. She's like, oh shit. Like, I'm screwed. This guy's gonna win and he's gonna kill my best friend. Caspian, in an effort not really to save Bettina, but kind of to save Bettina, like, he doesn't want Trahan to win. So he enters the tournament, even though he does not want Bettina. He doesn't really care. He cares a little bit about the kingdom. Like, he'd love to be king, right? Because they've snubbed him his whole life. Why wouldn't he want to rule over them? But he's not in love with Bettina. He doesn't want to, he's resigned himself. Also, on a plus side, once he's entered the tournament, Trahan can't kill him outside of the tournament. So it buys him some time, right? There's the battles. The tournament commences over the course of the first battle. Trahan basically tells Bettina, listen, grant me some boons and I will take out these gross, like the most grossest competitors. And you won't have to worry about any of them winning because I'll kill them for you. And she's like, okay, cool. And he kills like 6 or 7, and he racks up boons, and he can cash those boons in any time, right, for anything he wants. Mm-hmm. He's like, come to my tent tonight. I'll count it as like however many boons. She has massive anxiety. Because of what happened to her with the Reckoners, she doesn't leave her tower for anything. When she does go out, she gets panic attacks. She ventures to his tent. They have like a little sexy session, right? Where they make out, and he counts those as like some of his boons, like little kisses and whatever. And he like makes her bathe him and stuff, and it's like, okay. And yeah, so now she's like, ooh, I'm thinking about you, boy, right? And he's like, if I can win her away from Caspian, make her fall in love with me, then maybe I have a shot at this. And she'll forgive me. If she falls in love with me, she'll have to forgive me for killing her best friend, because it's in the tournament now. And even if we're the last 2 surviving to the death, one of us has to kill the other. I'm not gonna let him kill me. Like, fuck. So she'll have to forgive me if she's really in love with me. So I now have to make her fall in love with me. So they start that, and then, so it gets to the final round, or like close to the final round. There's like a ladies' choice type round towards the end, up to the point Bettina doesn't know, like, and what the rules are of the tournament. They're like, her godparents are keeping this from her. The ladies' choice round is basically where each contestant presents the princess with a gift. She chooses which gifts she likes, and the remainder, the contestants are automatically like killed, like, right? After she was attacked by the Reckoners, Caspian searched for like a year looking for the group that attacked her. He never could find them because he can't find Sky Hall. Trahan, with his magic scry crystal, finds Sky Hall. He can't get in to get her power back, which is what Rom and Morgana have offered her in exchange for her cooperation in entering the tournament. They will somehow get her root power back, her soul, and provide her with this protection, right? So he finds Sky Hall with the crystal. He finds the group of Reckoners. He kills them. And during the Ladies' Choice round, he presents her with basically a bag of heads. She's blown away. She's like traumatized, obviously, because a bag of heads just fell at her feet. But she's also yeah. Okay, but she also has to choose Caspian's gift too, regardless of what it is. I think it was a concert tickets to some concert that she wanted to see in the mortal realm. So she automatically knew whose that was because they had talked about it. So she chose his as well. Every time she chooses Caspian over Daciano or over Trahan, or even chose the minutest bit of favoritism or affection for Cass, Trahan loses it. He gets that much closer to a mental break where he's like, you're gonna push me too far and you're gonna be left with this dude who doesn't want you, and you're gonna lose the dude who would do anything for you, right? But at the same time, it's her BFF, and she can't see him dead, and she can't see him shunned, and she feels bad for him. If he loses the competition, he'll die. If he wins the competition, Trahan dies. And now she has feelings for him. And yeah, right? So, should I tell you the end? Should I spoil it? I'm 34 minutes in, dear God. Should I tell you what happens? No, I won't. I won't do it. Let's just say, all of Kresley's books have HEAs, happily ever after endings. There are no cliffhangers in any of Kresley's books, which is one of the many reasons why I adore her. And yeah, what's going to happen? Is Trahan going to win? Is Cass going to win? Is one of them going to die? Right? Right? Okay. So, I feel like I want to tell you. I feel like I want to keep going, but I don't want to explain everything. You know what I mean? I don't want to spoil everything. I forget. I forgot to mention that Bettina is she's very intelligent. She's also like a goldsmith. She went to the mortal realm to college to learn more about how to create weapons. She wanted to be a blacksmith, but with jewelry. She wanted to make her own jewelry that also disguised fatality, weapons, right? So secret hidden blades in a hairpin. I don't know. I can't remember. But right. So Trahan loves weapons. He's been obsessed his whole life with weapons. And that's one of the things that draws him in when he first enters Bettina's tower, is that he sees these designs that are done, hand-drawn designs of weapons that he's just oh my God, the mind that this came out of must be brilliant. And that's just one of the many facets of Bettina, right? She's a cool heroine. She's painted in some lights as being very weak and very meek, very simpering. Is that yeah? But she's also very fierce, and she's very I don't know. She's cool. I like her. So my eyeliner is whacked out. Okay. Anyway. So yeah. So that's essentially the majority of the plot to the book. I could keep going, but I won't. You guys definitely should buy the book. I've said it in every video, every IAD review I do. I say, buy the book. Buy this book, buy the one before it, buy the one after it, buy them all, buy all the books. Because you will binge this series so super hard. It's ridiculous, okay? For the rating for the book, I gave it a solid 9 out of 10. I loved this book. I love all the books in the series. McReeve is next on the review list, I think. And he was one of my faves too. Like, whew, he's like a traumatized werewolf who was really fucked up by the Order and like tormented, and now he has like PTSD, and he's gonna end up mated to the daughter of like his main enemy, like his worst enemy who tortured him. Oh, you know. So yeah, the end. If you like me and you like my channel, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications when I upload a new video. I try and upload, I definitely upload once a week, usually on Thursdays. Lately, I've been trying to do 2 videos a week on Mondays and Thursdays. Sometimes that's going to lapse because I'm just terrible at everything. So, yeah. If you want, you can follow me on social media. I do have a members-only Facebook group, an Instagram, and a Twitter devoted to this channel. I will link them all in the description box below. I'll also put a little banner here on the screen for you guys to see. You can keep up with sneak peeks and giveaways and stupid, ridiculous outtakes that I do in the blooper reel of every video, because there's usually a lot. So, I think that's it for this video. I think I'm done. I would highly suggest you guys just go. You just look at it. Look at the holographic. Like, I like the new covers, but there's just something about the old covers, y'all. I don't really take care of my shit. Like, the book looks a hot mess in some areas, but at least I have them all. They're in my collection. So yeah. Do I have anything else? 40 minutes later. Do I have anything else? What do I got? Anything? I don't know. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay? Bye. Okay. Fat arms. Cover up them fat arms. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna start. Because he literally makes so much noise to flop down, only to just immediately get back up. Okay. What am I doing? Okay. I'm going to start with this one because I know that I pretty much have the plot down pat because I've like read it like 5 times. And because, like, I always get nervous during the first recording session, like the first video that I do per session, does that make sense? Hopefully I won't be so nervous for this one because I actually know what I'm doing on this one, mostly. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right into it because I'm a procrastinator and I'm just, anyway. Okay, nope. All of Kresley's books and cut. And I'm back to styrofoam cup because I ran out of the other cups. I think I broke the last one. I can't remember. I'm so parched. My lipstick is matte and it's feeling very stiff. Stiff. Pause. Next. On to the next one. On to the next one. Ready? Are you ready? So satisfying. I scared the shit out of Freckles. Sorry, Freckles. But I owed you because you be making noise through every one of my freaking videos. Very annoying. Very annoying. I can't be mad, but I can. I will. Yeah. Okay. This is gonna be a 45-minute video. I don't know what's happening. I started out with my videos like 15 minutes piece. Then they went up to like 25 minutes. Then they went up to 30 minutes. Now I'm cranking out 45-minute videos. Nobody wants to watch me for 45 minutes. There's a fucking hair poking me in the side of my eye and making me itchy. Nobody wants to watch me for 45 minutes. Nobody's gonna listen to me blather on for 45 minutes. Get your shit together. Get your shit together. Okay. I love you guys. And I'll see you later in the next one. We're gonna talk about a giveaway. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.